Special Counsel releases report on Biden classified document probe. Former Trump lawyer in classified docs case blasts DOJ's selective prosecution of Trump. Former Trump defense attorney James Trusty, who represented the 2024 GOP frontrunner in Special Counsel Jack Smith's case against him related to classified records, told Fox News Digital that the Justice Department's inconsistency in approach related to President Biden's retention of classified records compared to Trump's is striking. This investigative report reads more like a defense memo to the prosecution, acknowledging all sorts of willful moments on behalf of President Biden but ultimately dismissing it as not a makeable case. Trusty, a lawyer with Ifrah Law, told Fox News Digital. It may be true that he has a bad memory, but this immediate emphasis on him being a friendly, cooperative grandfather figure smells like a result-oriented assessment. Trusty said Special Counsel Robert Hur's report is basically admitting it is a chargeable offense, but it is fast-forwarding to the endpoint and arguing, very defensively, that Biden, himself, could create reasonable doubt based on his poor memory and his apparent cooperation. Trusty, reflecting on his representation of Trump, said he and attorneys on the team sent a letter to the House Intelligence Committee laying out the systemic problems with the mishandling of documents. Trusty said, every president after leaving office has been found to have classified materials, and urged Congress to create document retention plans, instead of criminalizing the matter. So at the end of the day, in the absence of a further corrupt purpose on behalf of President Biden, I don't have great problems with the ultimate result of not prosecuting him, except for the selective prosecution of President Trump, Trusty said. It is the inconsistency of the approach that is striking. Trusty added, I can guarantee you that Jack Smith's prosecution memo doesn't have a bunch of friendly characterizations of President Trump explaining how there could be reasonable doubt. Trusty was referring to Hur's statement in the report, referring to Biden as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. Meanwhile, Trusty said Biden's case involves unauthorized removal of these classified documents, not just retention. Quote, that is actually a distinction from President Trump, Trusty explained. Former President Trump told Fox News Digital he did nothing wrong, and was covered by the Presidential Records Act. I would argue that President Trump is right about the Presidential Records Act, that it is a complete defense that this should never be considered a criminal matter, Trusty said. But for one president, and one president only, it is being criminalized. He added, I think the ultimate result should not be this defensiveness of Robert Hur's investigation, it should be recognition that former presidents frequently hold onto materials that somebody should collect. And none of that makes it criminal, but this DOJ used it as an opportunity to raid Mar-a-Lago and to criminalize something for the first time in history, Trusty said.